Vamos, vamos.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to today's game, which features Lynn University's Fighting Knights and Vanderbilt University Commodores. I'm Clifton Haskin, the voice of Lynn Ice Hockey. Alongside me is Luis Baez, our color commentator. And here's what happened the last few games. The last time the Knights played in this building was against FAU on January 22nd. It was, Luis, an unfortunate loss to the Fighting Knights with a score of 9-3.
Yeah, that's right, Clifton. It was an unfortunate, big deficit. The Fighting Knights came out shooting first and scoring first with an opening goal, but they were unable to claw their way back and ended up losing by a 6 goals difference.
And despite the score of that game, the goaltender in net for that night was Chris Graham. And despite that score, he had an excellent game.
Oh, certainly.
He really
Clifton.
did.
Certainly, yeah. Chris Graham has some key shots blocked off in that second period when it seemed like the Owls were trying to fly their way past the Fighting Knights. And, yeah, certainly. I mean, the box score does not reflect the great game he had. And it's good overall signs for the Fighting Knights.
And Lynn opened up that game with some scoring and a bright light of leadership from the captain, number 91, Germando, along with a 2-goal game for number 8, Luca Vicino. I'm sure we expect him to see a lot of ice time tonight here, Luis.
Yeah, certainly got to ride the hot hand. And, yep, that has been number 91, Germando. Look for him to start off the game. Come out here firing and hopefully lead the Fighting Knights their first win in since October, I believe, with them. Yep. All right, so for the Vanderbilt Commodores, they're coming off a win, 4-2 win against the University of Alabama. The Commodores seemed to attack early on in the game as they scored 2 goals in the first 2 opening periods of that match. They're coming in with a 5-8 record, and look for them, Clifton, to repeat that process. Coming out here shooting early and try to assert their dominance on the Fighting Knights tonight.
And speaking of early, the Fighting Knights had an excellent start to January 22nd's game against FAU, getting the lead early against a very big and bad FAU team. And I think what led to that was that aggressive forecheck, Luis.
Oh, certainly, yeah. That aggressive forecheck was a beautiful, beautiful sight to see after, the Fighting Knights not having great game history against the Owls. It was great to see them come out, attack early, not be afraid to get a little bit physical down the ice. And that ultimately led them to scoring 3 goals against FAU in the night.
And Luis, besides obviously the aggressive forecheck, which we have seen works for the Fighting Knights, what are some other keys to tonight's game?
I think Lynn's got to have to tighten up on their defensive miscues. Those were very crucial and very hurtful to the Fighting Knights in that last match. Also on the puck possession, it seemed like the Fighting Knights were scrambling every time they lost the puck, and it ultimately led to a very aggressive Owls offense. And a lot of the Owls goals came off of that, loss of possession and transition right there. So it'd be nice to see the Fighting Knights to clean up on the defensive miscues and to stay with the play. Don't let the change in puck possession, determine the outcome, And I think once they do that, it'd be great to see. I'd also like to add, Clifton, remember, big key in the last game, the Fighting Knights on the penalty kill were great, outstanding against a great offensive FAU squad. I believe they killed 4 penalties, if that's correct. And 2 of them were consecutive, back-to-back, in that second period of play. So certainly Fighting Knights seem to have figured out the penalty kill. And So I'd be very confident in the Fighting Knights in the event if there is another couple penalty kills tonight against the Commodores.
And Bias, we got some new faces here tonight, and at least dressed in the Fighting Knights roster. We have a brand new one, wearing number 31 tonight, Blake Berger. Blake Berger played last season and is a brand new addition to the Fighting Knights roster. He has not played in any games this season thus far, and we just got word just moments ago. And I'm really excited to see what he can bring to the Fighting Knights roster.
Yep, definitely be keeping an eye out for him, see what he could contribute to the Fighting Knights, and see how he could fit in and with the rest of the squad. You know, you got also I'd like to add Kevin Mikolanda is on here on ice currently, and look out for Kevin Mikolanda to join Towns Haley again on that back end of the defense.
I would expect so, and I'm expecting a Luca Vicino to start for the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, let's see what Coach Peroni goes for against the Commodores, who are coming off a win, and I wonder how Coach Peroni's going to approach this opening 20 minutes of play.
And do you think Peroni is going to start Luca Vicino, or do you think he's going to go for more of a deeper approach to the roster and have him maybe on the second line?
I believe you got to ride their hot hand, like I said earlier. So I would think Peroni would put in Vicino to start off, you know, and get the offense going, because certainly it is possible. I think if we can score on the Vanderbilt Commodores early on and set that statement, I believe it's going to carry on the momentum for the rest of the period and hopefully for the rest of the night.
And I do expect to also see some more of Mason Marie, and I think he's going to have a large impact on today's late night game, I should say, against the Vanderbilt Commodores. He had an excellent game on January 22nd. He controlled from the back end. He took the puck up. He was fighting really in the defensive zone, and he created a ton of opportunities against the FAU Owls, Luis.
Yeah, certainly. As you said, Clifton, he fought his way in, created plays, started things for the Fighting Knights. In transition, he is awesome. He swivels his way past the defense, and it's a great sight to see, Clifton. You know, it's a plus to get some offensive production out of your defenseman. So the Fighting Knights able to rely on Mason Marie to get their offense going. It's a great sign to see right there. Look out for him to be another big contributor tonight.
I predict nothing less from Mason Marie here tonight. He's such a huge asset for this Fighting Knight roster, and he will continue to be so in the future for Lynn University. As we are down to just a minute left before puck drop, we'll see what the Peroni has in store for the starting roster.
Yeah, Mason Marie, he's the embodiment of the Fighting Knights. He fights his way past the defense and creates opportunities for the Fighting Knights. You got to love it. And definitely keep an eye out, as I said, for him tonight. And this should be a good one, Clifton. I think, you know, despite the box score from last week, look for the Fighting Knights to really come out here strong as opening 20 minutes.
Now, Luis, do you think Coach Peroni is going to pair up Mason Marie with Towns Haley or Kevin Mikolanda to start the game?
I believe you would want to go with Towns Haley. I think, especially facing a new team this season in the Vanderbilt Commodores, I think Towns Haley, the big man, is going to bring that intimidation factor to the start of the game. So I definitely believe you got to ride with the back end of Mason Marie and Towns Haley, number 92, the big man.
I would certainly agree. We're about to see the starting roster in just a few moments. The Commodores gathering up for some team camaraderie around their net, as many teams do.
That's right.
And we will wait for the starting roster momentarily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you guys once again to today's game, which features Lynn University Fighting Knights and the Vanderbilt University Commodores. Let's listen to tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Palm Beach Stateside for tonight's game between the visiting Vanderbilt University Commanders and your Lynn University Fighting Knights.
Let's go.
Now introducing the starting lineups. First, the visiting Vanderbilt Commanders at forward, number 26, Jude Feast. At the other forward, number 20, Ryan Warsamer. At center, number 27, Julian Yang. On defense, number 2, Trevor White. Also on defense, number 24, Jay Forgunas. And in goal, number 1, Micah Olsen. Now introducing the starting lineup, Lynn Fighting Knights. At forward from Brooklyn, New York, number 8, Luca Vecina. At the other forward, from Massapequa Park, New York, number 16, Rocco Garon. At center, from Lake Bluff, Illinois, number 44, Sam Sheffield. On defense, from Wayzata, Minnesota, number 13, Will Kerr. Also on defense, from Long Island, New York, number 27, Mika Lamb. And in goal, from Siberia, Russia, Joe Restaurante. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able to please rise and help us to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
And there are your starting lineups for the Fighting Knights. Luis, we do see an interesting combination all over the board here. We do see no Mason Marie to start the game or Towns Haley. We do see number 27, Kevin Mikolanda, though, on the back end.
Yeah, that's certainly an interesting move for Coach Peroni tonight. Riding with Mikolanda and Willem Kurth, which I believe we have not seen that defensive pair in a while. Seems like I cannot recall the last time they were both paired up to start the match. And then Peroni ended up running off the offense with Vecino, Barack Braun, and 44 Sheffield. Seems like he did ride with Vecino to start off the match, but let's see how this line checks out for the first opening minutes, Clifton.
Puck is dropped, and we are underway. Fighting Knights in their gray jerseys and Vanderbilt Commodores in their away gold and black. As we see Vecino firing this one up the ice. They fight for in the corner. Sheffield. Back to Kurth. Kurth all the way down low, intercepted and sent all the way down the length of the ice for icing called off. Kevin Mikolanda chipping this one out of play. Very back and forth start to the game so far. Fighting Knights sticking with both forward and defensive groups. No changes on their side. Sheffield taking the draw for the Fighting Knights. Mikolanda. Wrap around to Rocco Braun. Braun can't control it in a dangerous area. And now Braun taking it all the way down the ice. Braun down the side. Still holding on to it and shoved down to the ice. Sheffield fighting along the boards. 1 minute going by in the first period. Shot from Vecino. That one wide. Now Vanderbilt attempting to get it out, but now Sheffield is keeping it in. An excellent defensive play there by Towns Haley, Luis.
Yeah, certainly. That's the big man right there, showing his presence.
Haley a shot. That one blocker to the corner. Aggressive start from the Fighting Knights. Haley, another one. Rebound, and that one covered up by the Vanderbilt goaltender.
Like to see that aggressive play right there, especially coming up from your defenseman, Towns Haley. Great shot right there, keeping the goaltender on his toes. And with 2 shots right there, unable to get it past him, unfortunately.
And we do know what Towns Haley can do with that thunderous shot of his. As the Fighting Knights do lose this draw, but Mason Marie in there on the forecheck, trying to keep the offense going. The Fighting Knights still doing what they do best in fighting for it. Haley along the boards. Now to Mickelbus. Can't control it. Vanderbilt trying to go back the other way. Vanderbilt regrouping in their own zone as they go D to D across the ice. Carter Harvey and Mickelbus forechecking. Towns Haley with time and space. On to Marie. Marie. That one deflected in. The Fighting Knights still holding the offensive pressure, and now this is Mickelbus trying to break it in. It's now Sal Esposito on the forecheck. And now it falls into the hands of Mason Marie. And Mason Marie, an excellent spin move. Mason Marie off to the races, trying to control it. Can't. And now we see another stoppage of play. Luis, we are seeing an aggressive start yet again from the Fighting Knights.
I think that's the way to go, Clifton. That's the way to go, especially with another aggressive team and the Vanderbilt Commodores. They have been unable to create any offensive opportunities for themselves. And Mason Marie showing why he's such a dynamic player on the ice, showing that great spin move right there to get past the defenseman. And we have an interesting start to the game, Clifton, certainly.
Now we see the Fighting Knights still holding the pressure on offense, and a huge hit at center ice. Doyle going down, looking for a call. Now we see a 2-on-1, a shot. That one way wide on Joe Responte. Responte seeing some rubber for the first time. The Fighting Knights in their own end. Sal Esposito trying to break it out, and he does. Now it's Trokey backhanding this one down the ice. No icing. Esposito on the forecheck. Esposito fighting behind the net. Now it's Vanderbilt passing their way through neutral territory. Doyle with the hit. Can't complete it. Vanderbilt trying to do a wraparound. Chance in front and a whistle. And we see some pushing and shoving, Louise, early on. Could that be some foreshadowing for something later on in the game?
Oh, Clifton, we are the Fighting Knights, and we're not afraid to get a little physical. So this could potentially be a foreshadowing. I think it seems like the Commodores are a little bit shaken up to the start of the game, and seems like it got to their player right there a little bit, showing some emotion.
Now the Fighting Knights win this draw back, and now they try to fire it to the point, but the Vanderbilt had some time and space. A backhand, that one whizzing by the 6x4. Now we do see Blake Berger out there for the first time in the game. Then that Vanderbilt has it up top. Now it's Matt Fromer reloading the point. A deflection in front, a rebound, bounces around, and it still reloads the point for Vanderbilt. The Commodores with a swarm of attack. But now the Fighting Knights trying to break this one out. It is Berger sending it up the boards, but Vanderbilt just regroups. 15:45 showing on the clock in this first period of play. An excellent hit there by Willem Kurth. Now it's Mikko Londa, reloads the point, and a shot that goes up into the netting.
Well, Clifton, that's the offensive aggression we expected coming into this match against the Commodores. Seems like they were able to get awakened and make the adjustments and really make an onslaught of shots right there in the last minute or so. Really aggressive play right now. Look for the Fighting Knights to hopefully clear the puck out and get back to their play at the first few minutes.
They do certainly need to hold that aggressive offense, and now we do see the top line out here for the Fighting Knights. As Rocco Braun in there on the forecheck, Sheffield battling alongside him. Sheffield looking for options to pass, running out of them very quickly. Now we do see this backhanded to Mikko Londa. Mikko Londa, a wrister. That one whizzing by the net. And Towns Haley stepping up into the fray. But this one is taken all the way back down by Vanderbilt. Mikko Londa trying to defend. Excellent poke check there by number 27. Now it's Luca Vicino. Vicino had 2 goals on January 22nd against F. Fister, and that one skipping into the netting for a stoppage. 14:35 on the clock in the first period of play. The Fighting Knights still letting their offense roll.
Yes, certainly, Clifton. I liked what I saw there in that play right there. Towns Haley dropping in the puck for Eddie Valencia. Another shot on goal by the Fighting Knights. You love to see that.
We do see yet another shot by the big man, Towns Haley, from the point. I believe that is Haley's 3rd shot in the game, and all coming in the first about 6 minutes of play. Valencia once again on the draw. Vanderbilt winning it back, breaking it out of their own zone. They lead the charge on through neutral territory. Excellent defensive play by Mikko Londa. Now it's Valencia trying to get that one to Mickelbust. The Commodores regrouping. A long pass all the way down the ice. Now it's to Towns Haley. That pass does not connect in the neutral territory. And now Vanderbilt, a shot. That one right into the logo of Responte.
Joe Responte with another save right there for the Fighting Knights. It's been good so far, certainly. All right. Lynn Ice Hockey. Tell the world you are watching, share your experiences, connect with other fans, and gain behind-the-scenes access to your favorite team. For more information, visit Lynn Ice Hockey on Instagram and Twitter using @LynnIceHockey and tweet us using the hashtag LynnKicksIce.
And we did just see the Fighting Knights make their way down the ice. We have Jack Douglas taking the draw for the Fighting Knights. A shot deflected through traffic. Now ending up in the corner. They battle along that far side boards. Vanderbilt coming out with it. And a huge hit there just outside the blue line. Vanderbilt still trying to get it out, and they do. Mason Marie with the poke-checking play. Vanderbilt still struggling to handle the aggressive forecheck from the Fighting Knights, and we do see Jack Douglas ping.
Yeah, Clifton, very reminiscent of the last match against the FAU Owls. Love to see the Fighting Knights with that aggressive forecheck. It's been helping them out so far. You would think that it would lead to a goal eventually, and I expect them to score here very soon.
We do see Willem Kurth and Matt Fromer on the back end, along with Blake Berger trying to win the draw. Vanderbilt rimming this one all the way around. Willem Kurth there to shut that play down. This one chipped out to the central. Now
First power play of the night.
we do see the two most aggressive defensemen for the Fighting Knights out here on the power play unit. Mason Marie and Kevin Mikolonda on the back end. And look who it is, Mason Marie with the puck. Marie stopping and starting, looking for options. Now Rocco Braun. Braun shoots at one off a skate. Braun with it again. Shoves into the boards. Sheffield a shot. That one gloved down for a stoppage. And the clock is continuing, eating up the penalty time. I'm sure we'll see some fight. We do see some word from the Fighting Knight bench, and rightfully so, trying to stop the clock.
Yes,
it should add 5 seconds on the power play, I believe.
Maybe 6, because I believe that.
Possibly 6.
Possibly 6, I believe so.
We do see no time added. Play just continues on. We'll see if that has an effect. A long shot deflected. That one almost skipping by the goaltender. I do expect to see a lot of shots from the back end from these two pair, the defensemen, Kevin Mikolonda and Mason Marie, Bias.
Yeah, certainly. This power play unit seems like they are very offensively attacking right here.
Another shot, that one deflected. About 60 seconds left on this power play man advantage for the Fighting Knights as it's back to Mikolonda. Now Sheffield. Sheffield, another shot. They go for the rebound. Vecino looking for options. Sheffield, one-timer. Marie. That shot blocked. 47 seconds left. That pass intercepted and shut down by Mikolonda. Marie wheeling his way in. Marie looking for space. Finds Braun. Braun! And into the logo of the Vanderbilt goaltender.
Love the aggression, Clifton. Love it, love it. Love the aggression. Great play right there. Seeing Rocco Braun open right there in the high point with that awesome shot on goal. Unable to get it past the goaltender, unfortunately.
We do see Blake Berger taking this draw and wins it back, but this one hammered all the way down the ice. Responte back there to give this one all the way to Mickelbust. Mickelbust wheeling down the ice with speed, dipping and diving. Fires, and that one hitting the flag for yet another stoppage. 13 seconds left on this power play for the Fighting Knights. And 9:44 left in this first period. Blake Berger taking the draw again for the Fighting Knights. Berger can't pull this one back. And Towns Haley all the way on the other side to stop. Mickelbust loses that one. Kurth shuts down and hand passes this one, and his stick gets flipped up into the air. Towns Haley only one back. And a defensive play from the Fighting Knights to shut down a goal. Vanderbilt in some dangerous positions. Kurth trying to get that one to Mickelbus. Offense continues for the Knights. Another shot, that one going straight into the corner. But now it's Douglas. Douglas on the forecheck. Marie trying to shut down the offense. Another shot from Vanderbilt going wide. Now it's Douglas. Douglas has Esposito down the side. Another shot deflected into the glass. They try to center this, and we get another stoppage.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Fighting Knights unable to cash in on that power play right there. Seemed like one was going to fall through eventually with that very key shot right there by Rocco Braun, wide open in the high point, just unable to put it past the goaltender.
The Fighting Knights did seem very productive on that power play man advantage, but now we see an opportunity from Vanderbilt, a backhand chance shut down by Responte. Now this one sent all the way down to Esposito. Esposito dipping and diving and can't complete that offensive play. This one's sent all the way down right into the stick of Responte. A turnover down low. And now Douglas picks it up. 7:56 left on the clock in the first period. The Fighting Knights will go for a change, but they cannot because of this icing.
Seems like currently in the past few plays, seems like the Fighting Knights have been unable to complete their passing. Right there, another shot right there up the ice, just couldn't get the pass to, I believe it was one of the forwards right there, I think Safante. Just unfortunate for the Fighting Knights, unable to complete their passing right now currently.
And now we see an opportunity here for Vanderbilt. Another shot, that one blocked by Responte. The Commodores trying to get their offense going as they battle along here in this near side corner. The Commodores shoveling this one up top. A fake slap shot, opening time and space. That one deflected. Responte still can't find it. He finally does, and we get a whistle. Now the Fighting Knights will change up all of their lines.
Seems like the Vanderbilt Commodores like to shoot from up top, Clifton. The last couple shots coming up from their back end guys close to the blue line right there, and look for them to repeat that process once again.
And the Commodores wide open in front, saved by Responte. The battle for it, and Taylor shoving one man down to the ice. No penalty on the play.
It seems like Towns Haley is conversing with the referee, maybe trying to convince that it was not a penalty. Kind of tough to tell right there, Clifton. Just with Towns Haley, when you're dealing with such a big man like Towns Haley, very tough to determine whether that was, you know, with malicious intent right there.
We do see Safante winning this one back to Miko Londa. And now it's Danny Coffey. Brings it to Safante. Can't get it to Arroyo. That play stopped by a defensive play from Vanderbilt. Now it's Haley. Haley puts it up in the air. Arroyo can't control it in the neutral zone. Now 3-on-2 back the other way. Trying to go back door, and an excellent save by Responte. The Fighting Knights going to work with their forecheck as this one is flipped up all the way into the rafters for a stoppage.
Yeah, Fighting Knights bench asking the refs what they did not see right there. That hard hit up in neutral zone right there. Fighting Knights believe they should have had a power play opportunity right there, and unfortunately the refs did not grant them that opportunity.
6:21 showing on the clock in the first period as the top line is out here for the Fighting Knights. It's Sheffield. Sheffield wheeling in, fires, rebound opportunity. Vecino can't get to it. Offense continues. Vanderbilt will break this one out. Vanderbilt. Shot blocked by Kurth. And now it's Luca Vecino. Luca Vecino, a turnover behind the net. That play shut down. Now it's Vecino. Now it's Rocco Braun wheeling with it. Braun avoided his man. Braun stops and starts, finds Vecino, fires it, save, rebound opportunity, and we get a whistle. The Fighting Knights don't like it, and we will get a face-off. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes and 34 seconds left here, Bias. Not much time left for them to get an early lead.
Yeah, certainly.
Valencia wins this back. Now it's Mickelbust. Now it's Vanderbilt. They have a man out in front. A slap shot. Rebound opportunity in the slot. Vanderbilt. A series of offense here. Now it's broken out by Trokey. Trokey. Four minutes and 50 seconds left here in the first period. Jack Douglas, the face-off man for the Fighting Knights. We do see a pair, an interesting one, of Marie and Fromer on the back end for the Fighting Knights.
Seems like Coach Peroni wants to use Fromer's size to help the Fighting Knights keep the Commodores at bay.
And there is some concern about the clock. It is not moving. It's still showing 4 minutes and 50 seconds. But Vanderbilt back the other way. The clock did not move. I'm surprised we didn't hear any more outrage from the ice.
Seems like the clock is currently not working. And it's been stuck.
They did just change it now to 4 minutes and 33 seconds.
Yep, that seems about right. Yep, 33, believe so. Yep, only a couple, maybe 20 seconds of play, 20-ish.
20-ish, almost.
Yep.
Almost 20 seconds. The referee does have a word with the timekeeper. The Fighting Knights will win this, and now it's Fromer. The Fighting Knights wheeling into the offensive zone. Going to work on that forecheck. The Commodores breaking this one out. 2-on-1 opportunity for the Commodores. A shot, that one patted down by Responte. Another rebound opportunity. And all narrowly getting out of the zone. They still keep it in. And we get a whistle for offsides.
Seems like the referees are trying to determine where to put the face-off.
We do see Blake Berger out here for the Fighting Knights and another whistle for offsides. Berger showcased some excellent skill early on in the game, that his excellent shot ringing off the top bar. We'll see if he can do that here late in the first period. This one's sent down the length of the ice. Doyle, the first man on the scene. Doyle off the boards. Now it's Haley. Haley sending this one along the boards and into the glove of Responte. Haley picking this one up. Vanderbilt controls, working their way in. That shot coming off the boards, right into the high slot. Excellent defensive play by Safante. And Safante has control. Gets it to Berger. Berger onto Danny Coffey. Coffey on the forecheck. The Lone Ranger and gets sent down to the ice. Now it's Towns Haley. Haley battling along the boards. Now it's Vicino and a turnover. Kurth trying to get back a shot, and they score.
Well, unfortunately, right there, fortuitous turnover, leaving Joe Responte uneven and unbalanced right there. Excellent shot by the Commodores right there, and scoring on here first in this opening 20 minutes with 2:53 left.
Very, very unfortunate turnover by the point leader for the Fighting Knights, Luca Vicino. He'll look to redeem himself here. Now it's Kurth. Sheffield, Arister, that one wide. A huge collision there on the boards by Sheffield. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first. As Kurth tries to get this one to Miko Londa. And now it's back to Kurth. Kurth. Now it's back in the defensive zone for the Fighting Knights. Miko Londa, another turnover. That one bouncing around and almost going to the net. Vanderbilt wanting a call there after the whistle. They won't get it.
Yep, Vanderbilt Commodores going back to what I realized earlier up in the game, Clifton. They like to create some space on the back end and shoot from away from the goal right there. And their first goal in this matchup coming in on a shot far right of the ice right there, because they have been unable to get a puck up close past Responte.
And now we see the Commodores in on the forecheck. Town Haley there helping out with the defense for the Fighting Knights. Mason Marie. Marie avoiding his man. A filthy move from Marie. And now it's up the ice to Mickelbust. Mickelbust wheeling around the net, looking for options. Tries to get away from his man. They battle along the boards. A stalemate in the far corner. The Knights come out with it. Marie narrowly missing the net. Just inches away from tying the game. Now we have Valencia. Valencia, Mickelbust, and that one wide. Harvey with it now. Valencia hustling it on the forecheck. Valencia strips it away. Finds Mickelbust. Harvey. Harvey. Down Haley. Time and space. Down Marie. Marie looking for the deflection. Can't find it. Haley. 40 seconds left in the first period. The Commodores trying to clear this one out. And now they shovel this one all the way down the ice. 30 seconds left. Haley, a mistake on his behalf. And now the Commodores have control. Another shot from the point. That one deflected. 15 seconds. Douglas trying to avoid his man. A huge hit there by Marie. And time will expire for the first 20 minutes of play.
At the end of the first period, the score here at Palm Beach Skate Zone is Vanderbilt Commodores 1, Lynn University Fighting Knights 0. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back here at Palm Beach Skate Zone.
get a spot.
Hold on. I'm gonna say the sponsor after the first stop. I'm gonna say the sponsors from the last minute. They never told us. They know, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to tonight's game, which features Lynn University's Fighting Knights against Vanderbilt University's Commodores. All right, fans, we invite you to tune in to watch our next home game against the Vanderbilt Commodores tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at Palm Beach Skate Zone.
And we are back and ready to go for the second period of play, second set of 20 minutes. The Fighting Knights did a lot of great things in that first period despite the score. Responte making some key saves there in the first period and keeping it only to a 1-0 deficit for the Fighting Knights bias.
Yeah, certainly Responte not allowing the Commodores to get too personal with him up in the crease. And really getting those blocked shots right there from them. Look for him to do the same in this upcoming second period of play.
And we are underway for the second set of 20 minutes here in tonight's contest between the Lynn University Fighting Knights and the Vanderbilt Commodores. As the Commodores are off to a rush and a long shot and an early goal for Vanderbilt, bringing their lead to 2.
Oh, the Commodores taking advantage of the Fighting Knights' lack of defensive presence right there. Nobody help out Joe Responte right there. And just a little late for the Fighting Knights on that back check right there and unable to clear the puck, and ultimately led to another goal for the Commodores.
It looks like Responte really did not get any help from the defense, just letting the Commodores walk down and get a shot. He could have used some forechecks from the Fighting Knights offense. We do see a turnover from Vecino, but cannot hit the net. And now Haley dumping this one in. Sheffield on the forecheck. The Commodores with an easy exit to their zone. Marie shoving his man into the boards. Now it's Vecino. Vecino picks it up. Can't control it. Now it's Marie. Time and space. A long stretch pass to Vecino and deflects this one in. Not the start you want if you're the Fighting Knights, Luis.
Nope. No, definitely not right here. Seems like they have been unable to get back to that defensive forechecking that they were doing in the first period.
And now we see Mason Marie with speed. Can't get through 2 defenders, but the Fighting Knights break into the offensive zone. Now it's Harvey. Tried to get it to Towns Haley. That one just skipping over his stick. Now it's Harvey with another pass. Doesn't connect to Mickelbust, and resulting in a turnover. Just over 2 minutes gone here in this second period of play, excuse me. As the Fighting Knights dump this one in. Mickelbust and Valencia on the forecheck, along with Carter Harvey. Now it's Harvey, a sharp angle shot. Tried to sneak that one in on the near side. And now this puck skips all the way up and out of play.
Lynn Ice Hockey is sponsored by Adidas, Hustle Clean, Requipped, and BioSteel. Well, Clifton, certainly not the start you want for the Fighting Knights right there. Great attempt right there with the hard angle shot right there. Unable to still get it past that goaltender. But again, Mason Marie showing his presence, dancing away past the defense. Mason Marie really out here, once again, Clifton, swiveling and dancing his way past the defense.
We do see the Fighting Knights hounding the Commodores with their forecheck, trying to get something going. And now it's Douglas. Chooses to go down low, drops it off. Not choosing to not go to the point. And now it's Douglas still battling along in this near side corner with Esposito. And now this one comes out and all the way around and down the ice for an icing. 17:03 showing on the clock in the second period of play. The Fighting Knights just let up a very early goal in the first shot of the second period for the Commodores, making their deficit to 2. We do have Blake Berger, the centerman, out here trying to win it for the Fighting Knights. Now it's Mikko Londa hunting this one down. Gives it to Coffey. Now it's back into the hands of Mikko Londa. Mikko Londa with time and space. Gets it to Arroyo. And now Berger. Berger on the hunt. Now it's Mikko Londa with it once again. A long shot, rebound in front. Can't put it through. Just inches from the goal line. My goodness.
Unbelievable, Clifton. What a shame. You would have think the puck would have just squeaked past the goal line right there. But once again, the Fighting Knights can't capitalize and are unable to score. Oh, brutal, 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 Clifton.
And Bias, that's deja vu from the first period. The Fighting Knights were inches away from a tie game at multiple points in the first 20 minutes, as their offense will continue here with the top line and a penalty on the play, bringing another man advantage to the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, it seems like the defenseman right there for the Commodores a little unnecessary
roughness
right there. Yes.
Charging the official call on the ice, taking that call meaning taking too many steps and changing that into a hit.
Yeah, certainly. It got the Fighting Knights bench a little fired up right now, and let's see if we can cash in on this power play. Second one of the night.
Now this one back to Mikko Londa. Mikko Londa can't get it through. Mikko Londa tried to keep that offense going, but now it skips out to the neutral zone. Marie gives it to Sheffield. Sheffield muscles his way off a man. Can't find Vecino. Trying to get back to the point. Gets it to Marie. Marie, time and space. Back to Sheffield. Sheffield fires. That one blocked. Sheffield hunting it down in the corner. Mikko Londa through traffic. Deflection. Skips over the net. And this one coming and shut down by Mikko Londa. Mikko Londa fighting along that blue line. And now it's Rocco Braun. Braun dipping and diving through neutral territory. Braun still fighting along with that puck. The Fighting Knights still have strength in numbers here. 50 seconds left in this man advantage. Now it skips out to Marie. Vecino has time. Vecino shoots. That one blocked. And this one coming all the way down the ice. Dropped off to Vecino. Vecino shoots. That one blocked yet again. 25 seconds left on this power play for the Fighting Knights. And this one skipped all the way down the ice, but Mickelbust there to prevent a breakaway. Just 15 seconds left on this power play. The Fighting Knights trying to get it out of their zone as time will wind down for this power play. And time will expire for the man advantage. But here come the Fighting Knights in numbers. A long shot. That one deflected to the corner. Now it's Marie. Marie had Harvey, couldn't pull the trigger. Now it's Mickelbust. Mickelbust to Valencia. Now Lynn will regain control. Now it's Carter Harvey wheeling in. Harvey has time. And a poke checking play by the Commodores. 13:42 showing on the clock in the second period of play. A recent man advantage expiring for the Fighting Knights, and now we go down on a 2-on-2 with Mickelbust. Mickelbust wheeling around the net. Mickelbust centers, no one there to put it home. And now a 2-on-2 back the other way. Haley and Fromer. Blocked by Fromer, excellent defensive play. As Vanderbilt will go on the offense. Fromer stapling his man in the far side corner. 13 minutes left in this second period. Valencia muscling his way out with it. Now it's on to Esposito. Esposito, a shot, that one padded. A rebound, no one there to transition that into a goal. And now this one shot down the length of the ice. Haley shoving his man into the glass. Fighting Knights scrambling for control, and now we have a turnover. The Fighting Knights trying to transition this into a spark of offense. But Vanderbilt will easily break this one out. Now we have a 3-on-1, 3-on-0 opportunity for the Fighting Knights, the Commodores, and they score. The Commodores extending their lead to 3 now.
Nope. As big as Towns Haley is, he is unable to cover 3 rushing men right there. Unfortunately for the Fighting Knights, the defensive miscues biting them once again. Towns Haley unable to keep the puck out of their own zone, and Clifton, the Fighting Knights are down by 3 with 12:10 left. It's not looking good.
Fighting Knights now struggling in their defensive zone. A long shot hitting a skate. Now Danny Coffey poking this one out. The Fighting Knights trying to transition this into offense. Danny Coffey could have pulled the trigger, but couldn't control it. Vanderbilt will hammer this one up by the broadcast booth. Just whizzing by our camera personnel, Chelsea Elizabeth Morin. Thankfully, Chelsea Morin is okay.
That was a little scary right there, Clifton. That puck came whizzing right in front of my face. Got a close-up view of that out of play right there.
Luis, we were all a little bit spooked as we saw that little rubber disc flying our way.
At least we got a souvenir, Clifton.
Play continues on the ice. Vanderbilt breaking this one out to the neutral zone as they go back and forth with it. Now it's on to Luca Vicino. The Fighting Knights certainly looking to Luca Vicino to get a spark here for the Fighting Knights. And now we see an opportunity for Vanderbilt. A save by Responte. Now hard hit into the glass by Willem Kurth as they battle along that far side boards. And the Fighting Knights will go for a change. Excellent defensive play by Kurth, but now a 2-on-1 opportunity. And a save by Responte.
Yeah, Responte with right there, a glove save right there. Good job by Responte not being phased at all with the oncoming Commodores right there. Fighting Knights got to make sure and keep the Commodores at bay for the rest of this second period.
Time and space in the slot for Vanderbilt, and another save by Responte. Just 18 seconds over the halfway point for the second period. And Bias, this is not the first 10 minutes you want for the Fighting Knights side.
Indeed, Clifton. It's been unfortunate. Fighting Knights have been unable to come up with any true offensive plays. And the defensive miscues once again biting them. And now they're facing a 3-goal deficit.
Indeed they are, as this puck skips its way, or excuse me, fires its way into the netting for a whistle. We do see Mason Marie and Willie Doyle on the back end for the Fighting Knights. Eddie Valencia, the faceoff man, as Vanderbilt will win this one back. And a long shot. That one's skipping its way into the corner. And now it's a long pass on to Harvey. Harvey with that big shot. Doesn't find a lane. And a takeaway by Mickelbust, skipping out to the point. Doyle sending this one to the corner. Doyle keeping the offense going for the Fighting Knights. And now it's Mickelbust in for a hit. And Mickelbust trying to power his way to the net. Couldn't put it to the net. And now a 2-on-1 for Vanderbilt. And a goal, stretching the lead to 4.
Well, the Fighting Knights unable to hold off the Commodores once again on the loss of possession, puck possession.
And Bias, most of these goals are coming from the poor transition game from the Fighting Knights. They couldn't get back on defense, and they're certainly not helping out Joe Responte tonight. Yeah. He's being left there all alone in the 6x4.
Yeah, certainly. Joe Responte really, has been great thus far, but his defense not helping him out.
Esposito on the back check, fighting his way along the boards. Esposito showing his work ethic. And now the Commodores go to work. Now it's Espo by the top blue line. Douglas back to Espo. And we do see a tripping penalty coming on behalf of the Fighting Knights.
And the refs do, the refs do confirm it is a tripping infraction. And I believe, Clifton, this is going to be the turning point of tonight's match. Fighting Knights coming off of the last game, were successful in all times on the penalty kill. If they can somehow snatch this penalty kill and complete this penalty kill, hopefully it'll transition into great momentum and get on the board on tonight's matchup.
It is really, really going to be the transition point and a test of strength for the Fighting Knights. If they can survive this penalty kill, they could turn that momentum into offense. But it's all going to start with these next 2 minutes, Bias.
Let's see. Coach Peroni opting in with Kevin Mikolanda and Towns Haley on the specials team right now.
And we have another penalty on Towns Haley. That was a very, very obvious call. And refs are discussing the call. We do have a man on the Commodores down on the ice. He is back up. Thankfully, no serious injury. And this will be a very unfortunate 5-on-3 and a lengthy one at that for the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see if you're Coach Peroni. You drew up this penalty kill with Towns Haley.
And there is discussion of a suspension of Towns Haley.
And the refs have just sent off Towns Haley
For a 5-minute major, which truly hurts the Fighting Knights. They sending Towns Haley to the locker room for the night. And that is absolutely devastating, Bias. Extending what was once what we thought just going to be about a minute and a half of a 5-on-3. This will be a very, very challenging task for the Fighting Knights.
Indeed, Clifton. Towns Haley. Coach Peroni opting in with Towns Haley to anchor this penalty kill for the Fighting Knights. And unfortunately, he is gone for the night. And that's a devastating blow, as you mentioned. Towns Haley, his presence on the ice is felt and will be missed now for the rest of this match.
And the 5-on-3 ensues for the Commodores as they pass their way around the offensive zone. Miko Londa and Kurth on the back end for the Fighting Knights. Luca Vicino choosing not to forecheck, and he definitely shouldn't. And a save for Responte. Responte himself thought that one was in, and this one hammered all the way down the ice by Kurth. Vicino going off in exchange for Safante. Just 35 seconds left on this 5-on-3. The Fighting Knights holding the line. 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in this second period. And a stretch pass doesn't reach the slot. 10 seconds on the man in the box. The puck touches the rafters, but play continues. I believe it touched the rafters, but play goes on. And now we see a 5-on-4 for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And regardless of a goal, it will not go away. And we see a penalty on the side of the Commodores. For holding and eliminating at least 2 minutes of the power play for Vanderbilt.
What a turn of events, Clifton. What a turn of events. So we're going to have a 4-on-4.
4-on-4.
Oh, there's our fourth guy right there, Willem Kurth coming onto the ice. So certainly be.
It'll be 4-on-4 for at least 2 minutes.
Yes, for
at
2
the very
minutes.
end, regardless of
Yes.
a goal, that the 4-on-4 will continue. Responte shoveling this one on to Mickelbust. Mickelbust trying to get that one to Braun. And now ends up back in the hands of Braun, and now Mickelbust. Now Mason Marie. Marie dipping and diving as he does. Marie shovels away a hit, drops it off, fires, scores! Mason Marie doing what he does best. And now that goal will cut the deficit to 3.
What a showing, Clifton. Mason Marie, the fighting knight himself, fighting his way past the defense. Absolutely unbelievable spinorama, stays with the puck, swivels past, backhanded. Oh, just
Beautiful goal.
Beautiful, beautiful goal. Unbelievable. It was certainly fired up the Fighting Knights bench. You love to see it. You love to see it, Clifton.
And the Fighting Knights can use this for a lot of momentum. And this almost nearly mitigates the 5-minute major, a devastating major, and they can turn this into offense to get back into this game. And now Mason Marie with it again, looking for Braun as he goes off for a change in exchange for Sheffield and Mikko Londa along with Trokey. And now Vanderbilt on the rush. A block shot by Mikko Londa and a huge hit, but now a forecheck from Vicino. Vicino trying to get that to the Commodores. And now all they have to get through is 26 seconds left of this penalty kill, which could turn into quite a lot, especially going into the third bias.
Indeed, indeed. And Mason Marie back on ice to finish off the remainder of this penalty kill. Just a dynamic, unbelievable play right there.
And now 10 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Fighting Knights. Looking to survive for just a little bit longer. And he's officially out of the box. And a shot ringing off the post and touching the rafters.
Well, Clifton, it looked very, very, very difficult for the Fighting Knights, but they were able to keep the Commodores off the scoring during that brutal, brutal 5-minute major. And once again, they are successful on a penalty kill, Clifton Haskin. It's insane.
They are certainly successful as they go to work on offense now, looking to at least get some kind of momentum, especially to establish a foundation going into the final 20 minutes.
Certainly, I believe the Commodores are starting to feel that. The Commodores shaken up after that outstanding goal by Mason Marie. Look for the Fighting Knights to capitalize on that.
And a shot from the Commodores looking for a deflection. And now the Fighting Knights, a 3-on-2 opportunity, looking for blood. Trying to get it to Marie, can't get it through. And now yet again another turnover going back the other way and a almost breakaway for the Commodores. And here comes Mason Marie. Mason Marie with a goal in today's game. Marie trying to go down this near side. The Fighting Knights try to center it. Chance in front. They battle for it, and it's cleared away by the Commodores. A minute and 45 seconds left here in this Second period. Willie Doyle with it now. Doyle rimming this around to nobody. Miko Londa sending his man to the ice. He reached to his cage, but no call, and a score from the point in favor of the Commodores. And now the Commodores stretch their lead to 4.
And the Commodores, once again, it's been their game plan all night, Clifton, shooting from the point. And right there, the shot was going off wide to the right there, but unfortunately for the Fighting Knights, very, 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 very fortunate deflection for the Commodores.
And a save, and yet again another whistle. Sheffield blown away. He didn't cash in on that golden opportunity.
And the Commodores boasting as the previous line comes off the ice. Commodores certainly feeling like they have control in this game.
As the Commodores try a stretch play late here in the second. Time winding down, just 30 seconds showing. As Vecino will send this over to Braun. Braun and Miko Londa going off sides. Kevin Miko Londa was just a hair ahead of Braun, bringing us to a draw outside the zone.
Oh, Clifton, with 21-9 left on the second period. Unfortunately for the Fighting Knights, they're back to square one with a 4-goal deficit.
A very large deficit at that, as the Commodores get a chance, and a save there by Responte. Kurth trying to muscle his way up the ice, but now it's Marie, time winding down. Marie's not going to be able to get a shot off. Battling his way in the corner. And time will end.
At the end of the second period, the score here at Palm Beach Skate Zone is Vanderbilt University Commodores 5, Lynn University Fighting Knights 1. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back here at Palm Beach Skate Zone.
And we once again would like to apologize for some technical difficulties, and we certainly will be right back here at Palm Beach Skate Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to tonight's game, which features Lynn University's Fighting Knights and the Vanderbilt University Commodores. So, Clifton, as we return here to the third and final period of play, what are some of your thoughts, Clifton, after that very, very interesting second period?
Well, I'm both happy and sad about that second period. The Fighting Knights did an excellent job of bouncing back from a very tall task of a 5-minute major. But at the same time, during that period, they gave up 4 goals in the second. And now we are underway for the third and final period of today's game. And we are off with Berger on the top line for the Fighting Knights. An interesting change to Lynn University's lineup. And now we see Vanderbilt coming back the other way. The Commodores trying to push through, and a score! Another quick goal for the Commodores.
Well, Lynn University Fighting Knights right there, not starting off the third period strong. Seems like the defenseman there was assured that he cleared the puck successfully and did not stay with the play. And unfortunately, ended up returning back into the Commodores' possession, and as they tack on another goal, Clifton, now 5 is the deficit for the Fighting Knights right now.
It looks like a very odd miscue on a clearing attempt from a Fighting Knight defenseman. It just resulted in a goal, and another goal for the Commodores, stretching their lead to 6.
Well, similar story right there, Clifton. Another defensive miscue. It's been the story of the night for the Fighting Knights on the defensive end. Not able to tighten up on their defense, and it's coming back to bite them once again. Now it's 7-1 to score, and it's looking like this deficit is becoming insurmountable, Clifton.
Absolutely. The PA announcer didn't even get to finish announcing the previous goal before they scored the next one. And now this is Trokey trying to get this one to Esposito. And a long bomb, that one making its way to the corner. The Commodores controlling in the offensive zone. Getting it to Harvey now. That stretch pass just out of the reach of Esposito. And the Commodores gaining speed. Esposito was looking for the hit there. Didn't get it. Now the Commodores, a long shot. That one way wide. Now it's Kurth on to Esposito, once again out of his reach. 2 minutes gone by in this third and final period. And an offsides call. Number 52, Esposito, trying to stay on side.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to Saturday morning. Good morning, everyone. As we are past midnight here at Palm Beach Skate Zone, I'd like to give out a special shout out to all of our loyal fans, both viewers of the stream and fans in attendance here for this very early morning matchup here. And special shout out to our loyal fans, Tanya Serpas, Adam London, and Greche Limke Peña.
We are, in fact, here for a early morning Saturday game as another puck comes up in the air. Not as close as last time, Bias.
Certainly. Unfortunately, no souvenir for us this time.
Now we see Douglas battling along in the corner. The Commodores coming back on a 3-on-2. Matt Fromer trying to defend. Fromer losing his stick, but now it's Mikko Londa. Mikko Londa with speed, going down to the ice, and a penalty on the side of Vanderbilt. This will be the third man advantage for the Fighting Knights.
The refs confirm a tripping call on the side of the Vanderbilt Commodores. And as you said, Clifton, this is going to be the Fighting Knights' third attempt on the man advantage. Let's see if they can cash in. They do say third time's a charm.
And we once again see the most aggressive pair for the Fighting Knights, Mikko Londa and Marie. Now Mikko Londa fires wide. Now it's Vicino. Back to Mikko Londa. Vicino, one-timer, rebound, and that one swallowed up for a stoppage. Vicino.
Great sights right there. Great sights. Vicino and Mikko Londa. Love to see it.
Vicino has that excellent shot, especially that one-timer. As we go back to the top, Mikko Londa, they go back and forth. A long shot through traffic, and that one's snared down by the Commodores netminder. 1:33 left on this power play for the Fighting Knights. 16:31 showing on the clock. Fighting Knights down by 6. Now it's Mikko Londa. Vicino didn't find the one-timer he was looking for. And they can't complete that pass back to Vicino. And they have to reset their stance. Now it's Sheffield. Some excellent puck protection work. Now the Commodores trying to eat away at time. Marie evading his man. Mason Marie, toe drag, rebound, can't put it home. Goaltender can't find it. The Stripes blowing the whistle. Fighting Knights side doesn't like it. Mikko Londa was certainly looking to wind that one up at the high slot bias.
Yeah, certainly. The puck was chippy right there. Commodores goaltender unable to stop it in time, but eventually he was able to find it. And once again, the Fighting Knights unable to score.
And now Mason Marie trying to keep the offense going. Mason Marie, a one-man army on this power play unit, keeping the offense going. And now it's Berger. Blake Berger battling along the boards, spinning his man off, centering. No one there to put it home. 15 seconds left on this power play for the Fighting Knights. They've had some good looks, but now we see Mason Marie coming up the ice. Marie trying to get it around his man. Saucers it to the front, and once again, no one there. Now it's Blake Berger. Berger sending this one the length of the ice. A long stretch pass all the way down the ice. Mikko Londa defending, trying to hit his man, narrowly missing him. A long shot, that one shoveled aside. Now it's Mickelbust. Mickelbust gets his own pass. Now it's Harvey. Harvey fires that one into the netting for a stoppage.
Well, Fighting Knights unable to cash in once again, Clifton. Third power play of the night. I should say, excuse me, the morning. And seems like the morning early morning power play did not work into their advantage. And the Fighting Knights just at this point just trying to regroup and hopefully get back to the basics and show that they're still quite not out of it yet.
And now the Commodores coming back the other way on a rush. Miko Londa with the hip check, shutting that one down. And a shot there, deflection, trying to put in the rebound. A save by Responte, stretching out. The Commodores' offense continues. And a shot blocked by Miko Londa. Now Safante holding control for the Fighting Knights. Long stretch play intercepted. The Commodores continue, and that is blown offsides. 13:43 remaining in this morning's game. In bias, they would need, the Fighting Knights, if they want any spark of offense, they would need to play how they did yesterday in the first period.
Certainly, it seems like the Fighting Knights are still awakening, and they haven't had their cup of coffee yet. So
now, the Commodores, and a stretching pad save by Responte, getting a whistle.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. Joe Responte was the one that had his cup of coffee. Outstanding stretch pass save right there. Unbelievable. Again, it seems like it's the theme for the Fighting Knights. Their goaltenders, Joe Responte, showing once again great, outstanding saves, but unfortunately, the box score is not reflecting that.
Now we see a long shot. That one put to the corner by Responte. Vecino trying to spark any bit of offense left in this Fighting Knights roster. And now it's Sheffield. Sheffield, a sharp angle shot. A save by the netminder for Vanderbilt. Now it's Vecino. Vecino finds Doyle. Slap shot. Looking for the deflection. Skipped wide. Now it's Vecino. Vecino. A shot. That one snared down once again.
Seems like every offensive opportunity, Clifton, has resulted in a stoppage for the Fighting Knights. Haven't been able to figure out a very fluid puck possession and offensive pressure. It's been stop and go, and unfortunately the momentum just can't carry enough for them.
Absolutely, Bias. The Fighting Knights trying to forecheck. The Commodores break free. Matt Fromer blocking that pass to the slot. And now this one given to Mickelbust. Delayed offsides on the Fighting Knights. Now Mason Marie for this pickup. Mason Marie shielding away his man. Mason Marie blocking that one. Trying to get a breakaway opportunity. Now it's Dean Mickelbust. Mickelbust in on the forecheck. Rocco Braun along there with him. Now it's Mason Marie. Mason Marie with the only appearance for the Fighting Knight on the score sheet. .11:33 on the clock. Now it's Rocco Braun. Finds Trokey. The Fighting Knights center, no one there. Now it's Harvey on the back check, along with Miko Londa. Miko Londa sliding into his man. Now it's Sal Esposito. Esposito shielding away the hit. Falling into the hands of Miko Londa now. Miko Londa seeing what he can do. Reaches the stick of Harvey. Icing waved off. Now it's Sal Esposito with it. On to Harvey. A turnover in neutral territory. The Commodores. That play stopped. Now this one blocked by Douglas. Douglas, a shot, rebound, and a save by the netminder on Vanderbilt. Miko Londa hitting his man, and that save deflecting into the rafters for a stoppage. Bias, we are 2 seconds past the halfway point of the third period. What do you look for in this remaining 10 minutes of the game for the Fighting Knights?
Well, you'd like to see a more cohesive game from the Fighting Knights as the time runs out here in the third period. More cohesive on the offensive opportunities. It seems like, as Joe Responte has another glove hand save right there, seems like that the Fighting Knights are struggling to put together an offensive force right now. Their attempts have been disparate, scattered around, and you'd like to see a more cohesive play, including some great passing, and hopefully it not be just a one-man show in Mason Marie.
Now we see another shot deflecting up into the netting for yet again another stoppage. .9:45 the time left in this morning's game. The score is 7-1, the Commodores. Sheffield, the face-off man for the Fighting Knights. And Sheffield dumped in for Berger to pick up. Now it's Kurth. Kurth dumping this one in. Vecino in on the forecheck. Berger shutting down the breakout for the Commodores. Now it's Kurth going for the forecheck. Misses it. Commodores save. Another save by Responte. The Commodores breaking free to the slot, and they score on the side of Vanderbilt.
Well, Clifton, and left them too much room right there. Fighting Knights leaving way too much room for the Vanderbilt Commodores centerman. And we all know what happens with too much room. You give some teams some space, and they're gonna cash in.
And now the score here at Palm Beach Skate Zone, 8-1 in favor of the Commodores. As Vanderbilt looks to start yet again another rush. Another point shot from the Commodores. You try to center, that one shut down by Fromer. Now it's Braun to Marie. Marie fires off the post, trying to get his own rebound. Now Marie trying to go for another shot, doesn't reach it. A long bomb by Fromer. Mickelbus there to pick it up. Mickelbus continues, trying to get that one to Valencia. He finally does, deflects off his stick. Now Braun there to pick it up. Braun to Marie. Marie, his pass intercepted. Marie still fighting his way through men. and can't finish it. 7:30 left in this final period of play as the Commodores will break this one out. A spinorama centering pass. Now it's broken out to Dean Mickelbust. Mickelbust. That one stripped away. Now it's Trokey. Now the Commodores have it once again. Shot blocked and a save from Responte.
See, and as I mentioned earlier, Clifton, as you can see, the Fighting Knights had an opportunity right there. But again, unable to complete passing led to their demise right there. And Mason Marie tried, but without any support, it's going to be very difficult to get back on the scoring sheet.
Now it's puck exiting the zone of the Fighting Knights. Esposito there on the forecheck, drops it for Harvey. Harvey kicking it to his stick. A shot from Harvey, and a pad save by the netminder for the Commodores. Michelanda shoving his man into the boards. Another point attempt by the Commodores. A very common occurrence as we've seen in today's contest. Commodores breaking to the slot. A one-timer deflecting up into the air. Puck bouncing around. Another shot through traffic deflecting to the boards. And this one hammered all the way on net for the Fighting Knights.
Great job right there by the defenseman, clearing that puck with authority and providing some life to the Fighting Knights.
Now we see Willem Kurth with an excellent reverse hit, sending his man to the ice. Now the Commodores come back the other way. Kurth, a poke check. Puck in the slot, and now it's Douglas. Douglas on a 3-on-3. Douglas tries to get around and can't finish it, resulting in a stoppage. .506 remaining in the third. Sheffield to centerman. A long shot, that one straight into the corner. The Commodores looking to break out. Now it's Kurth. Kurth, a backhand, trying to reach Sheffield. As 4:50 shows on the clock. Now it's Facino. The Commodores coming down the ice with speed. 2-on-1 opportunity. Toe drag, a backhand, and a goal for the Commodores.
Number 8 for the Fighting Knights, Luca Vicino. Little flat-footed there when he had possession of the puck, which led to another transition of puck possession for the Commodores. Fortunate 2-on-1, and instead of passing it over to his other forward, the Commodore with the puck, ultimately backhanding that one in the behind Joe Responte, and further increasing tonight's deficit.
The Fighting Knights really have not helped out Joe Responte in net. Their back checking certainly lacking, as seen on the scoreboard. As Rocco Braun with it now. Braun trying to hit Mickelbust right into the logo, and a whistle. Ade Valencia, the face-off man for the Fighting Knights. This one going right back to the Commodores. And another puck almost reaching the broadcast booth, Bias. That's the third time this game.
It's very surprising. Clifton, I don't think the Commodores know that we're not geared up. We're not on ice. We're not trying to participate. But they've been very generous, and they've been wanting to include us into the action tonight.
Now the Commodores looking for yet again another goal off a deflection. That won't come to them. Now it's Valencia chipping this one in. Rocco Braun on the forecheck along with Valencia. Now Mickelbust looking for it. Mickelbust. Stripped away from him. Marie with an excellent poke check there. Marie has been the best player for the Fighting Knights today, Bias.
Yeah, certainly. Mason Marie, just a spectacular showing tonight and today, this morning. Showing that he could play great hockey on both sides of the puck. We tend to forget, Clifton, that he is a defenseman on this roster, but his offensive presence is amazing.
Time winding down here in the third period. A hair over 2 minutes.
And with 2:59 left, Clifton, the Commodores bench reassuring their dominance in this game.
And we will see a penalty on the side of the Fighting Knights. This could be going to Matt Fromer.
I believe it is.
Looks like Mikko Landa. And I am correct. Matt Fromer. Taking a seat in the sin bin.
Yeah, the Brooklyn native here really trying to sway the referees, pleading his case, but unfortunately the referees are just not taking any of it at all. And once again, Clifton, the Fighting Knights are on the penalty kill, which they have been successful dating back to last week's matchup.
And the Fighting Knights have been the best we've ever seen on the penalty kill. And we'll see if they can face yet again another test on this 5-on-4. 30 seconds gone by in this man advantage for the Commodores. They pass their way up top. The Commodores. Point shot, deflection. That one shoveled to the corner. Just over a minute left. Trying to go back door, skips in front, cleared away by Mason Marie. 60 seconds left on the power play for Vanderbilt. Minute 40 left in the game. Now it's Mason Marie. Marie hammers this one all the way down the ice. 34 seconds left. Sal Esposito along with Danny Coffey out on the penalty kill, and we do get a 2-on-2. Esposito, a slap shot. Esposito looking for a hit, hammers his man into the glass. A minute left in the game, 5 seconds left on the penalty kill. And penalty kill will expire. The Fighting Knights still undefeated on the penalty kill. Just over 30 seconds left in the affair. Vanderbilt trying to eat away at the time. This long slap shot and a huge hit by Mason Marie, slamming his man to the ice. 14 seconds left on the clock. And things getting extremely chippy here, and Luca Vecino shoving his man to the ice. Vecino immediately getting in the box. Danny Coffey getting in the fray.
This will certainly be interesting, Clifton, with 8.6 seconds left on the game clock. The referees exchanging 2 penalties on both sides.
Two penalties with 8.6 seconds left. And I believe the chippiness started from the hit over there from Mason Marie, sending a statement to Vanderbilt. And they just responded, resulting in a penalty on both sides. But quite frankly, it won't matter as there's 8.6 seconds left. However, I do expect things to get extremely chippy here in the final seconds of the game. And Esposito trying to go for a hit.
And
they will let time expire, and they're just going to run the clock and end the game.
Well, the clock seemed to have stopped there, and time expires. Your final score here, ladies and gentlemen, at Palm Beach Skate Zone. Vanderbilt Commodores 9, Lynn University Fighting Knights 1.
Thank you for joining us in today's game. Lynn Ice Hockey Program Director is Ted Curtis. Head coach is Michael Peroni. Head manager for Lynn Ice Hockey is Kristen Alusi. Still photography is provided by Zev Pilshaw. The broadcast director is John Waller. Our producer is Campbell Robinson. Our camera operator is Chelsea Morin. My name is Clifton Haskin. On behalf of myself, Luis Baez, and the entire team, thank you for joining us, and have a great night.